So my name is Bianchi, and this year I'm going to be graduating both high school and community college at the same exact time. In order to do this, I had to get 60 college credits in high school. And in order to really get to where I am today, I had to play the system a little bit to even get started. So before I get into the video, please be sure to subscribe so that you can hear more of my story and advice that I have to play the system and do well in high school, as well as like the video and comment anything that you might have to contribute. And this story really starts for me in the 8th grade. I had just moved to a new town and they placed me into Algebra 1. But I wasn't happy there. I wanted to be in geometry, the level up. So I went to guidance and I attempted to have them push me up. I went day after day after day. I talked to the guidance counselor. I talked to the vice principal. I talked to the principal. I took an exam. I spoke with my math teacher. And overall, I was playing every single angle to try and get myself pushed up a class. And they wound up saying no to me. They said, no, you have to stick in Algebra 1. You're new to the district and you've technically never taken Algebra 1. So really, you should probably learn that. Fine. I accepted my defeat, but I learned a very valuable skill there of how to kind of get what I wanted in the guidance education system. Yes, in this situation, I didn't get what I wanted, but I definitely exercised a lot of influence in the middle school's administration. And this carried over perfectly into high school. But anyways, middle school goes by, I ace all my normal level classes, and for my freshman year, I wind up being placed in all honors. I didn't understand this at the time, but apparently it was kind of impressive to be in all honors. I just thought like, oh yeah, like that's where I am. But I start doing really well in all of these honors classes my freshman year, mainly because I'm excellent at time and stress management. I had just read the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People in the 8th grade, so I was a prime operating freshman in high school. I'd say reading that book really gave me the skill set that some adults get midway through their career to deal with their life. I was applying it to freshman year, and it was working. And don't worry, I'm getting into the associate's degree part soon. At the end of the 3rd quarter, my mother got an email, and it was actually from my younger sister who was in the grade below me. The email read something like, a program was being opened for my sister's class that they could apply to it, and if they got accepted, earn their associate's degree in high school. There was going to be a very strict path, and they were in cahoots with my local community college. So me and my mom saw this, and we said, well, I mean, that's not really fair that my sister can do it, but I can't because we were born in different years. I want to be a part of it. So I applied the same tactics that I learned in the 8th grade and showed up to guidance a lot to try and even be allowed to apply to this academy. Persistence was really key for this. Finally, they allow me to apply, and bam, I get accepted. I mean, why wouldn't they accept me? I can write a mean essay, and I was doing great in all honors classes. There was one caveat, though. Even though I was in the academy, I had missed a year, so I was going to have to make those classes up over the summer. I'd missed 2 classes, and I made one of them up each over 2 summers. And just like that, the summer going into my sophomore year of high school, I took my first college class at 14 years old. It was a computer science class, and it was really easy for me because up until then I had been a tech geek and I had already known everything that they were teaching in the course. It was 100 level programming with like the drag and drop boxes that built your code for you. I mean, seriously, we were coding Flappy Bird. I finished that class, I do fine in it, I get an A. It was really one of those easy community college classes that you hear about, and I go into my sophomore year, and this was going to be a little bit tumultuous. That's too big of a word to use on YouTube. The content that you make on YouTube is supposed to be applicable to 5th graders. Sorry guys, I'm going to get better, but while I disrupted the video, please be sure to subscribe. Anyways, back to my sophomore year of high school, this year wasn't working out for me. For this year, I had to take 4 honors classes and 2 AP classes, which was pretty much the heaviest course load that you could take. That was AP Bio, AP Human Geography, and honors classes in each of the 4 core subjects. It was a lot, and even though I read a fancy self-help book in the 8th grade, I wasn't quite equipped to deal with it. I struggled a lot in the first marking period of both of my AP classes. I failed out of chemistry, which I made a video about, and I was struggling with my English teacher. But I powered through the year, and I wound up getting 4s in every AP exam and getting Bs in most of the classes. Something important to keep in mind my sophomore year is that during the fall, I was working a lot. In the winter, I started a YouTube channel, and in the spring, I was trying to fix people's computers as a little side hustle, so I was always focused on something else besides school. Sophomore year coming to a close though, and over the summer I had to take pre-calc at my community college. The reason for this was I wasn't far enough ahead in math to take AP calculus the next year, and because they didn't let me bump up in the 8th grade, I had to take it over the summer. But in the end of the day, it all worked out because I was able to get college credits for a normal high school class that they don't normally give college credits for. In that class, I had a really bad experience with the community college as a whole. It was about 20 minutes away. The teacher had a very thick accent, and no one could really understand her. And overall, I didn't particularly like the class, nor did I do well in it. I think I wound up with a C. Although it was summer, I wasn't even trying, and I skipped a lot of the classes, so I'm not really too butthurt about it. Summer ends, and I move into my junior year. This was a heavy hitter. I take AP Psychology, AP US History, AP English Language, AP Calculus AB, Sociology at my community college, and Public Speaking at my community college. That is 6 college-level courses over the course of my junior year of high school, while at the same time working way more than I was my sophomore year. I was super busy, but at the same time I started to experiment socially and kind of break out of the bubble that I had created for myself sophomore year. You see, up until then I was heavily introverted and I hadn't really gotten out much, but thanks to my stepbrother, you can find his Instagram linked in the description. He makes shark fishing posts. But because of him, he kind of got me out of my shell and I was able to experience what a social life felt like. I didn't particularly like it and I kind of stopped, but I appreciate the experience. So my junior year goes by and none of the classes really stand out to me. I loved AP US History, love history and the teacher to this day. AP Psych was kind of cruise-worthy. AP Calculus was whatever. I've always been pretty good at math. AP English I struggled a little bit with, but nothing too significant, and then the college classes were easy. The biggest takeaway is that AP classes are way harder than classes at your normal community college, at least in the community college near me. And I feel like that's representative of the rest of America because I actually have a really, really good community college near me, so I'd assume they're only easier elsewhere. Takeaways from this year, I don't do well when I butt heads with teachers. My sociology teacher was a communist, and I had a phenomenal time in public speaking because it was just a bunch of kids that all knew each other, and it was an easy course that people just goofed off in, so they gave speeches on like the B movie. It was a fun time. I wound up with a 4 on every AP exam except for the 3 that I got in AP Calculus, which I should have gotten a 4 or a 5 on, but I got cocky in the last 2 weeks of the course and was just like, nah, I don't need to study. I got a 5 on the practice exam. Well, nope, turns out when you don't do math for 2 weeks, right before a big exam, you don't do well on it. Damn it. That was a good lesson. The summer after my junior year comes around, I take 2 classes online. I think it was Poli-Sci and American Government, something like that. They were easy courses, and online courses are really easy to get away with not doing a lot of work on. I did fine in those classes, and I worked a ton over the summer. I picked up a second job during this time and started landscaping. I would do that for 6 more months. My senior year starts the year that I'm currently in, and I'm lucky as hell. I only have to show up to gym at my high school 3 days a week. And as for community college classes, during my first semester, I had 3. Physics, English, and anthropology, and all of them were pretty smooth sailing. During this time, I went to class on Monday, worked Tuesday, class Wednesday, worked through Sunday, and started over. I really put my head down and grinded, and I kind of learned what that felt like. I'm really appreciative for the experience to just put my head down and work, because a lot of kids, especially in my area where we're more privileged, they don't really necessarily know what that feels like, and it was really valuable for me. Not to mention I doubled the number in my wallet and doubled the amount of college credits I had during that time period. It was really productive. And that kind of brings you to where I am today. I had a really easy winter break because landscaping and first semester ended in the same week, and then I had a couple months off, and now I'm back to college, but all my classes are online. I have 3 of them. I would have had 4, but because I took pre-calculus at the school, that fulfills the math requirement for graduation that Brookdale has. And I'm really excited to see where this associate's degree can take me because I'm applying to a bunch of different schools right now, and the ones that I've applied to, most of them are going to take the credits. So I'm going to wind up getting out of college in 2 years. That's going to save my mom like $80,000, save me 2 years of my life, and overall just be awesome. I got all my general education classes out of the way. So guys, if you're watching this video, see if your school has a program like this. My school also has a dual enrollment program that's a lot lighter on the college credits. But if you think you're gonna wind up going to college and you are really good at time management and applying the Pareto principle to maximize the amount of work that you do, video on that up here, then there's really no downside to taking a bunch of AP classes and a bunch of college classes and getting as much possibly done as you can. This is high school. You don't have to be living a fabulous life, but you can use it to get ahead. And that's my story with my associate's degree. I'm going to be posting videos about an associate's degree, what the best ones are to get, like breaking down all that college jazz. So please leave a like and comment if you want to see that stuff, and subscribe so that you can actually see that stuff. My name is Alex Bianchi. This is Defined Wisdom. I wish you the best of luck in life. Peace.